This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, November 15th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Employees of the Capital Gazette are pressing to unionize. Citing low wages and underinvestment in the newsroom, the employees of the Capital Gazette, Carroll County Times, and other Baltimore Sun Media Group community newspapers are asking the parent company, Tribune Publishing, to voluntarily recognize the Chesapeake News Guild as their bargaining unit, which is also a unit of the Washington-Baltimore Newspaper Guild. The group sent out a letter to colleagues of the papers, and it was posted online yesterday. You can see the full content of that if you go to eyeonannapolis.net. But basically, Phil Davis of the Capitol had said that the Guild would represent 50 employees in the aggregate, with 36 that have so far agreed to support the effort. Reporter Danielle All cited low wages, saying that $40,000 annual salary in the newsroom was very rare. But one of the largest issues for reporters was that there's this imaginary line between the unionized Baltimore Sun and the non-unionized Baltimore Sun Media Group entities. While a Sun employee can go directly to another colleague or a supervisor at the Sun, a Baltimore Sun Media Group employee needs to jump through several hoops to do the same. It's unknown what effect this will have, if any, on the Tribune Publishing's quest to sell, and currently they are entertaining 3 bids for the company. An alert: Annapolis City cops spotted a stolen 2018 VW SUV being operated on Newtown Drive on Tuesday afternoon. He pulled it over and arrested Rodney Dorsey, 31, of Annapolis. In addition, they found a small amount of suspected crack cocaine, a glass pipe, and a digital scale. Dorsey was charged with motor vehicle theft, rogue and vagabond, possession of CDS paraphernalia, and cited for driving with a suspended license and failure to display lighted lamps. Dorsey is currently serving a year of unsupervised probation from an open container charge last year. And of course, since he was taken before the district court commissioner, he was released on his own recognizance. Steal a car, have some drugs, they'll let you go. 2 people who were not let go. Anne Arundel County Police Department had received multiple complaints of citizen robberies, and apparently the victims were lured to locations in Odenton and Glen Burnie via a dating app. Once they arrived at the location, they were robbed at gunpoint by 2 suspects who have been identified as Jordan Wisdom, who doesn't have any, of the 600 block of Lions Gate Lane in Odenton, and Dwayne Bryant of the 2400 block of Blue Spring Court, also of Odenton. Police do believe that there may be other victims who were reluctant to report that they were also victims, and they are encouraged to call the detectives at 410-222-6155. Be careful dating out there, kids. It's rough. Hey, Maryland's own legendary guitar maker Paul Reed Smith is bringing his namesake band, the Paul Reed Smith Band, to Maryland Hall for master classes and a concert performance, which will be all ages, on December 1st. Usually I would include this on my weekend things to do, but this will sell out, and I just want to give you a heads up. Tickets are $30, and along with the concert ticket, you are invited to take a complimentary pre-show master class with each of the members of the band. The master classes will be offered at 1:30 p.m. and they include your choice from a bass master class, drums master class, vocals master class, or a guitar master class. The concert is at 7:30, and you can find out more information and get tickets and all that good stuff at marylandhall.org. Good news for tourism in Maryland. Maryland drew slightly more tourism dollars in 2017 than in 2016, according to a study commissioned by state officials. The Tourism Economics Study found that visitors spent more than $17 billion in the state, which is a 2.1% increase, and generated $2.4 billion in state and local taxes. And it is the 8th straight year of increased tourist spending in Maryland. Governor Hogan had some things to say about that, and he said, Maryland has so much to offer, it's no surprise that tourism is one of our most important economic generators and job creators. Our goal is to give each and every visitor, whether they are here for vacation or business, the best possible experience so travelers return again and again. While the state did see an increase in spending, they did see a slight decrease in visitors. Last year, they had 41.5 million. The year before, it was 42.1. Interestingly enough, 1 million of them were international visitors, which accounts for just about 2.5% of the total visitors in the state last year. Now, about the people that want to get out of the state. Yes, we're talking about Marylanders traveling over the Thanksgiving holiday, and AAA is expecting 1.1 million of us to travel for food, family, and fun over the long weekend. Now, that's a 4.6% increase over last year, and the time frame that they study is Wednesday, November 21st through Sunday, November 25th. AAA does suggest traveling on Thanksgiving Day, Friday, or Saturday to avoid the peak traffic. The busiest time to be on the road will be Sunday evening as people make their way home, and typically early evenings will be the most congested time to travel. 82,000 Marylanders are going to be traveling by plane, and 22,000 will get to their destination by train, bus, or boat. AAA also identified 15 hot spots in the greater Baltimore area that are expected to have the most road congestion. They are basically the Baltimore Beltway, which was no surprise there, but locally, Maryland 3 North at 175, and just north of the county line, 895 North at the Harbor Tunnel. So if you're traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday, beware. That is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day with all the most current news. Please give us a recommendation to your friends and colleagues and family members. And if you're someplace where you can rate or review us, please give us a rating or a review. We much appreciate that. It is Thursday, and of course we have Trevor with your Maker Minutes, and George Young is standing by with your up-to-date, yes, wintry forecast. All that coming right up.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe. Here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us. Men and women who serve without expecting anything in return. Which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and here's your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, November 15th. Welcome to winter 2018-2019, the early version, as a nor'easter is set to move up the coast throughout the day today. And it will help deliver a bit of just about everything to the Annapolis region, from maybe some snow this morning to sleet and mainly rain and wind, and possibly even some coastal flooding as persistent east-northeast winds push a little extra water toward the western side of the Chesapeake Bay throughout the day today and into tonight. But our overall expectation is for little, if any, snow accumulation to occur, and generally mostly rain to fall across the area on the order of 1 to 2 inches or more. Almost definitely helping to set a new annual rainfall record at BWI Airport, making 2018 the rainiest year on record ever there at that location. Stay tuned for updates throughout the day today, though, as these storms always have a chance for some surprises if enough cold air gets pulled in, but we say mainly rain for this one. Then once it clears out, temps will rebound a bit on Friday as skies clear, and by Saturday and Sunday, conditions should be dry, sunny, and cool with highs mid-40s to lower 50s. So keep those plans to check out the commissioning of the USS Sioux City in Annapolis at 9 a.m. Saturday, as well as check out the 3:30 Navy home football game, their last one of the season, and definitely get out and about this weekend otherwise before we get into next week's hectic but fun Thanksgiving holiday festivities, followed by Black Friday and beyond. Okay, that's it for today. Definitely take a minute to download our free weather app on all of your devices by searching the Apple App Store or Google Play Store for DC MDVA Weather, and follow us on our website at dmvweather.com if you're on a computer at work or home or even a large tablet. And of course, if you prefer Facebook or Twitter, you can find more from us there too, so like our pages and follow along so we can always help you stay weather informed. Alright, enough of that. This is George Young of DMV Weather. While likely a mess out there today, enjoy this first brush of winter weather in what we think will be a winter of 10 or more winter weather events. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
When you think of WaterMark, you probably think of Harbor Queen. You know, the big white boat that sits down at the end of City Dock. But did you know that Harbor Queen is much more than just a visitor attraction? That thousands of local school children take field trips aboard it every year to learn about the Chesapeake Bay and our region's history. But that's not all you don't know about WaterMark. When the Susquehanna River crested, washing thousands of tons of debris into our waterways, WaterMark was there, rolling up their sleeves, helping the Annapolis Harbor Master clean up Ego Alley. And when the Annapolis Police Department SWAT team needed a boat to conduct special training exercises on to help protect our waters, they called WaterMark. WaterMark, making our mark. To learn more about how WaterMark is here for our hometown, visit watermarkjourney.com.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker's Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hi, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. With the holiday season upon us, there's tons of holiday events and craft shows coming up. On Saturday, down in Davidsonville, Homestead Gardens is having their grand illumination. Witness the lighting of over 200,000 Christmas lights illuminated at once as you listen to live carolers. There will be model trains, warm drinks, and festivities galore, with special guest Anne Arundel County Exec-elect Stuart Pittman, and Santa will arrive shortly after 6 p.m. and will see children until 9 p.m. On Sunday at Sagamore Spirit in Baltimore, you can create your own rocks glass. In honor of Maryland Spirits Month, tour the distillery, have a tasting, and join McFadden Art Glass glassblowing crew to create your own rocks glass. Starting tomorrow and running all weekend up in Gaithersburg is the Sugarloaf Crafts Festival Holiday Edition. Over 350 master craft designers and artisans selling their handmade creations all weekend. Also this weekend, up in Baltimore, is the Christmas Village Preview Weekend. West Shore Park transforms into a traditional indoor-outdoor German Christmas market with great gifts and food. Now through the end of December up in Columbia is their Symphony of Lights. But a little closer to home, starting Saturday and running through January 1st at Sandy Point, is our Lights on the Bay, brought to us by the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, and they have a few special events during Lights on the Bay, including tonight from 5 to 10 p.m. is Lights and Leashes. Ditch the car and see the lights at your own pace with your furry friends. Tomorrow, the Annapolis Striders are doing Dashing Through the Show, 5K and Fun Run. Saturday is opening night at the Lights on the Bay, and Sunday is Bright Key Night. Also going on, now through January 1st, at Anne Marie Sculpture Garden in Solomons, is their annual ornament show and sale. Unique and affordable ornaments by regional artists are hung on trees, displayed in the main gallery of the Artist Building. In its 11th year, it's worth checking out, especially if it's on one of the days that coincide with their Garden of Lights and other holiday events. Tomorrow at Art Farm in Annapolis is their Friday Make It Night, this time doing hand lettering with gift tags. Wasu Thompson teaches the art of using a brush pen to create beautiful hand-lettered items. Learn how to use the brush pen with different strokes to create the letters and how to incorporate watercolor into your design as well as blend ink colors. No experience is required. Saturday at the Benjamin Banneker Museum up in Ellicott City is Preparing Holiday Feasts in the Banneker Era. Historical interpreters demonstrate federal period earthen oven baking, focusing on the foods of Benjamin Banneker's time. At the Public Library System this week, tomorrow at the Odenton Library is Story Time with a Scientist, stories, songs, and hands-on experiment with a guest scientist. Saturday is their Dino-Vember excavation in Severn. Elementary school students become junior paleontologists to help excavate some dinosaurs and fossils on an archaeology dig. Call to register. And Monday at the Annapolis Library at Monarch Academy is their Turkey Gala. Create your own turkey or two and see how high you can stack the turkeys. Then create a bridge out of various materials and help the turkeys get across to the other side of the road. Saturday at the Patuxent Lapidary Guild is Cold Connections and Rivets. Students will learn riveting with wire and tube and make a project of their choice using these skills, including rings, pendants, cuffs, beads, or belt buckles. At Annapolis Makerspace this week, on Sunday, John and Bonnie Lindner from Sykesville, who run the Etsy store Daydreams Factory, will be at Annapolis Makerspace to teach us a little bit about wood lathe basics and safety. And as always, Mondays are our official woodworking night. If you want to get into woodworking or want to pick someone's brain on a project you're working on, drop by on Mondays and meet our local woodworkers. And tonight and every Thursday night, except Thanksgiving, you can catch me at Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court for Electronics Night. You can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.